All right, you're live.
Hi. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. I'm Brittany.
My name's Dustin Turnbull. I'm a doctor of physical therapy here at Wickenburg Community Hospital.
I'm also a doctor of physical therapy here.
And we're here to talk to you today about stretching and flexibility and some things that you can do from home. First thing we want to talk about is what is stretching, what is flexibility, why is it important? Flexibility provides a lot of important things for you. It allows your joints to go through their whole range of motion. If your muscles are too short or tight, you might be stuck. It also allows your muscles to work as well as they can. A very short muscle won't allow you to create very much power from it. A muscle works by contracting. Show us, Brittany. So as she moves her arm here, this muscle in front gets shorter. That happens because fibers in those muscles pull against each other, shortening that muscle. Well, if they're already short, there's nowhere for them to go. There's not a lot of room and we get stuck. We can't generate a good contraction. So if we stretch those muscles out a little bit, now they have that ability to pull against each other and create good power. Okay? So let's talk about a couple of stretches that you can be doing at home right now. Before we show you any exercises, it's important for us to let you know that some of these exercises require some balance. If you feel like any of these exercises may be too much for you to do or might create a fall risk, or you start to do one of the stretches and they hurt, please stop. Come in and check with a physical therapist and we might be able to teach you in person. But that being said, let's go through some stretches. Brittany's going to show us first a hip flexor stretch. Now the hip flexor starts at the spine. If you can imagine coming off the front of the spine going forward, down through the pelvis and into the leg, it's the muscle that does this. Now, this muscle tends to be short on a lot of people because we spend a lot of time doing this. When we're sitting all the time, this muscle gets put into a very short position. And if we hold the muscle in a really short position for a long time, it'll take up that shortness. So we want to lengthen it back out to allow us to really stand up tall. And also, as we step, for our leg to be able to come back behind us. So, Brittany, let's show them a standing hip flexor stretch. Why don't you turn and face this direction?
All right. If I want to stretch this one out here, I'm going to step forward and hold.
Now, a couple things that you need to be aware of if you're doing a stretch here. It starts at the spine. So if our spine moves, we can lose that stretch. We can move that spine a couple ways. If our tummy's not held tight, then our belt buckle can come down. Show them that. And that is where you can lose your stretch a little bit. So we want to tighten our abdominal muscles and try to keep our belt line flat. The other place where you can lose this stretch is just from the lean forward. If we lean forward, again, that muscle shortens and we don't have it in a lengthened position. So we have to stand up nice and tall while we do these. Now, when you perform a stretch, if you want to lengthen your muscle, you want to hold that stretch for a good long time. Our time frame on this is anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Our muscles are like elastic. So if we pull on them and just let them go, they snap right back to the length that they were, which is a good thing because otherwise every time we stretched in any direction, we'd end up like Gumby. Nobody wants to be there. But if we actually want to make a little bit more length in those muscles, we have to hold in a position, not where we feel a lot of pain. You don't want to get in there and push as hard as you can. That just generates pain and your muscle will actually shorten up on you. So Brittany right here is in a nice lightly tensioned position and the time is what's doing the work. So watch a timer, watch a second hand. If you've got one of your mechanical ghosties there, Alexa or Google, you can tell them to set you a timer, but make sure you do at least 30 seconds. All right, so that's our hip flexor stretch. You would do that on both sides, one and then the other. We can also do a calf stretch. Why don't you show them the runner's stretch?
Similar. This one?
Yeah. So our calf is right down here below the knee. This goes hand in hand with the hip flexor. A lot of people have tight hip flexors and then that in turn makes the calf tight. It makes some of your walking mechanics difficult and you burn a lot of extra energy when you walk. So this is another really important one to stretch. You notice Brittany's got her heel down onto the floor her foot is lined up nice and straight. We don't want the foot to turn out or to turn in pigeon-toed, because this muscle comes up and splits into two sides. If we change that foot position too much, we start changing what's stretching. So we want it nice and straight. Then she keeps that back leg straight and just pushes into that stretch. She bends the front knee until she feels a light tension right across that calf muscle. Very good, Brittany. Okay, let's talk about one easy upper body stretch. I see a lot of people that have tight latissimus. The latissimus, if you turn, runs right along the back. It starts in the arms here, comes all the way down right into the fascia here. Okay, so it's a big muscle and it takes up a lot of space in the back. So it's a nice one to keep nice and limber. All right, go ahead and turn around and face the camera, and let's show them a lat stretch. Let's go with the overhead. So here we're stretching the right latissimus. Brittany's got her hand and she's holding that and leaning her body. This anchors down at the bottom and we pull right across this way. This is good for the mid-spine, good for the shoulder as it has an attachment in there, and even down into the low back where it interfaces with some of those different tissues. This can help to keep nice and limber. And again, you would do both sides with that, each direction, in 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Any other favorite ones that you want to show them, Brittany?
Those are the pretty common ones that we find.
So, for more information on stretching, if you feel like you need some extra help with it, you're always welcome to come into Wickenburg Community Hospital, get a referral, and see a physical therapist, and we can teach you everything that you need to know about flexibility. But these will help you start at home. Thanks for watching.